Hello and welcome to Past the Post, which is back at full capacity with 4 meetings in the Emirates this weekend. We have some brilliant carnival action from Maidan, a sunny afternoon in the sun on Sunday, Al Ain, and some listed action at Abu Dhabi. First though, off to headquarters and Hot Rod Charlie. I think it's even more exciting when we get a horse from the US who's already scored in Grade 1s and comes here to prep early for the Dubai World Cup. We saw it with curling, saw it with California Chrome, we saw it with Frosted, and now we have Hot Rod Charlie, who preps the night in Maktoum Challenge Round 2. In all honesty, there shouldn't be too much to stand in his way. The best of the locals might well be Everfast, but also Cafu and Al Nafud are in there bidding to really take a step up in what they've achieved so far. Beyond that, plenty of interest right the way through the card. We've got the fillies in the balance sheen. I think Charlie Appleby's got a huge chance there with Creative Flair. And we start with a Group 1 for the purebred Arabians. Can Barak take it, or will RB French Dude win it for the second year in a row? Hot Rod Charlie gets top billing, and rightfully so. The Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby winner facing a strong local challenge of 11 in the feature. Drawn in 3, he broke well under William Buick and grabbed the rail, but was hassled most of the way by Al Nafud and Ryan Moore. Turning for home, there was a brief moment where it looked as if the favourite might be in trouble, but he had it covered and soon shrugged off his main challenger, winning by 5 1/4 lengths.
The inline for home, Al Nafud and Hot Rod Charlie at the top of the straight. Hot Rod Charlie is half a length, now 1 length in front. Al Nafud is second, then about 4 lengths away to Everfast, who's third. Further back to 4, the top is Hot Rod Charlie. 2 lengths to the good over Al Nafud, and Hot Rod Charlie is putting the world on notice here. He's 3 to 4 lengths in front, and if he's only 70% fit for tonight for this prep, what about the rest? Hot Rod Charlie wins round 2 of the El Maktoum Challenge and wins it convincingly.
Hot Rod Charlie is just the second US-based horse to win round 2, and trainer Doug O'Neill will be hoping he fares better than Frosted, who won this but only managed 5th in the big one.
How's that pressure load right now?
Oh my God, it feels good. William Buick just said that Flavien Prat might have a 6-month COVID, so he might not be able to make. No, I'm kidding. But no, what a ride William Buick rode, and yeah, Hot Rod Charlie. What can you say? He's a wonderful horse.
And he obviously wasn't 100% coming into this race. Does it give you a lot of confidence moving forward?
It does, yeah. You know, I think I probably had overtrained him going into his last race, and this race we purposely, with the travel and everything, kind of undertrained him a little bit, and so he ran super. Now we got a big long gap before the big one, so super excited and just flying high.
Hot Rod Charlie was completing a double on a brilliant day for O'Neill and team, who earlier combined with Get Back Goldie in the 1200 metre Oud Metha Stakes. A winner on turf at home, Get Back Goldie was overlooked in the market in favour of Argentinian Group 2 winner Rudy Trigger, but Buick was able to close off a fast pace up front and nab Little Aphrodite by half a length.
They take the angle for home. They approach the final 400 metres, and Rudy Trigger guides them into the home straight and leads them quite comfortably. Second place is Taking Names. Little Aphrodite making her way in between and will now challenge Rudy Trigger. Rudy Trigger the leader. Little Aphrodite is about a neck away. Then comes Taking Names. Get Back Goldie is fourth and trying to bear down on the leader, who is now Little Aphrodite. Rudy Trigger flattened out. Get Back Goldie nearest us. Little Aphrodite trying to make it stick from Get Back Goldie, who's charging. Line comes Get Back Goldie, timed it to perfection.
Buick sealed his excellent evening in the final race when Creative Flair landed her first group success in the balance sheen. Trained by Charlie Appleby, the 4-year-old was having her first run since 2 unsuccessful starts in the US last summer. Always prominent, she stuck on well when the others threatened to swamp her, holding off Cape Verde winner Pevensey Bay by 3/4 of a length.
They went past the 300 metres mark. Creative Flair now feeling some pressure as Dubai Love, Pevensey Bay bang in the race. Silent Night towards the outside. Creative Flair holds sway. Dubai Love, Pevensey Bay chipping away up the far side, but Creative Flair goes again, and Creative Flair beats Pevensey Bay. Third to Dubai Love.
It was a 4th win in a row for Appleby in this Group 2, but just a second for Buick, who was able to sum up his profitable night.
She really deserved that. She's got some good form in the book from the UK and France, and she ran some good races in America as well. So look, it was great to get a graded win next to her name, and she did well. She had a bit of a layoff, taking on fit horses. So I thought it was a good performance.
She's a nice gritty type. She really gave it to you in the end.
Absolutely, she's really gritty. She's all heart, you know, and she raced a little bit generously today, been a bit fresh, but that's kind of how she is anyway. You know, she gives her all in everything she does. But you know, when you ask her at the business end, she's there for you. You know, so that's great filly, and she really deserved that.
It's not a bad day. We didn't get to talk to you after Hot Rod Charlie, but that was a huge performance.
It was a huge performance. You know, he ran hard. You know, we turned it on from a fair way out, but. You know, I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible on him, really. He was by far the best horse in the race, so look, a real joy to ride him. You know, great to get the call up to ride him, and you know, Doug's horses have run well all night, so they're a great team, and you know, they shift the horses here in really good health. And obviously, Hot Rod Charlie, he's a class horse, and look, he showed that tonight. You know, he had to be a class horse to do that.
So you'll be telling Flavian, just don't bother, just stay home.
Yeah, it's a long flight. It's a long flight.
It didn't all go William's way, and he found himself on the wrong one in the Jumeirah Classic. Although New Science may turn out to be better than Sovereign Prince, who beat him handsomely here, in the long run. The winner was coming off success in the prep for this race, and won here even better, carrying James Doyle to a 1.25 length win over Mr Professor, with the favourite New Science a never threatening third. He heads to a UK Guineas trial next, when he'll surely be a lot fitter.
Hotland Bling now has company as Sovereign Prince, Mr Professor, and New Science nearest us all start to move past Said Marab, now fourth. Hotland Bling has called it a day. Sovereign Prince, Mr Professor runs a big race. New Science is third and 2 lengths down. Sovereign Prince finds again over Mr Professor into the closing stages, and Sovereign Prince beats Mr Professor.
The night's other feature was the Group 3 Firebreak Stakes, with a field of 8 aiming to emulate Secret Ambition, who won this and the Godolphin Mile last year. Prince E.G. is loved by the Doug Watson team and vied for favouritism with Tuz, but in the end it was Hypothetical who beat them both. Pulled up on his seasonal debut in Maktoum Challenge Round 1, the 2021 World Cup fourth was back to his best here under Mikel Barcelona, controlling things from the off and winning, largely unchallenged, from the running on strong Constitution.
They go to the final 500 metres and Hypothetical brought them in. Prince AG and twos team up in second. Strong Constitution out in fourth and 3 lengths adrift. Here comes twos getting to grips with Hypothetical. Strong Constitution towards the outside, but Hypothetical found another wind and went an extra length clear, and Hypothetical's 2 lengths in front. Twos is second, then Strong Constitution nearest us. Hypothetical from the front has played them on the break. Hypothetical's back to best here. Second goes to Strong Constitution. Twos was third.
It was a record third win in this race for Mikhail, who will be able to advise the absent Salem bin Gidea whether to stick at a mile with Hypothetical or head back to the World Cup.
Very pleased with the way he ran today. We didn't expect this bad run last time, but actually he made us feel better today after this nice win.
And, you know, he's obviously very good at a mile. He's stretched out before. Do you think he's better over shorter?
I don't know. I think he's competitive about the both distances, but it looks the quality of the horses is a little bit easier over a mile as well. Even it was a tough race today. But I mean, today the plan was to give him confidence after his previous run. So instead of running fourth or fifth or maybe third or second in the Maktoum Challenge, we prefer to go that way and to give him a good confidence for next run. So I think we did the job on the right way, and then hopefully he's going to keep improving for the future.
Back to the start of the card now, and one of the more impressive winners was in the opening Group 1 Maktoum Challenge Round 2 for Arabians. It attracted a small but decent field, with reigning champion RB French Dude defending his crown, up against fellow Group 1 winner Barak. Neither of them could lay a glove on Raja, however. Masaba Al-Maheri's newest recruit powering home by 6 1/4 lengths under Antonio Frezu.
It's Raja in the lead by about 3 to 4 lengths. Durgar Matbar is second. Barak has dropped into third. He's not running the same race he did in the first round of the Al Maktoum Challenge. It's Raja in command here, built up by about 5 to 6 lengths, and Raja is going to be full value for this win. Second place will go the way of Durgar Matbar, but he was well beaten. Raja beats Durgar Matbar. Barak could only manage third.
Lastly, well, it was actually 6th, but never mind, was the Al Basakir trial, which was surprisingly well subscribed, with 13 3-year-olds lining up. It looked destined to go to America again, with O'Neill's maiden Cantaro d'Oro springing from the pack and going for home, only to be denied by a patient Adri de Vries ride on Withering, who stole the prize.
Cantaro d'Oro is the one in front. Secret Image tries to keep tabs. Withering doing its best work late towards the inside. He's got a prayer here. Cantaro d'Oro is the leader. Withering getting there with each and every stride. And here comes Withering with a head of steam, pulling away in style. Withering gets the better of Cantaro d'Oro, and Withering one going away. Cantaro d'Oro ran second. Then third place goes to Secret Image.
It was a first win for Withering, whose trainer Fauzi Nas now has 7 on the board for the season, possibly his best ever. The carnival is back on Friday, when the Group 2 Singsfield Stakes and the Group 3 UAE 2000 Guineas take place. Apart from the fact there's no thoroughbred race, I think this is a really interesting card here at Alain. This evening we've got the usual 7 races, and the features are kind of contrasting. We've got the second leg, the Alain Marathon Series, over 4,100 metres, and we see course specialist Balad Al Reef in that. He won this race back in 2020 and also in 2017. It'd be amazing if he can do so again. The final race is a really interesting sprint, and we have the 1-2 from last year in that, Ghazwan Al Khaladia and MH Rahal, who makes a quick return, having run at Abu Dhabi just last week. The concluding sprint produced a minor upset when Rora made all of the running under Ray Dawson. Successful under the same conditions 50 weeks ago when beating Ghazwan Al Khaladia, Majid Al Johuri's mare did the same again, holding off her rival by... Dawson was completing a double, having earlier landed the 1600 metre handicap on the wonderfully named Os. Trained by Abdullah Al-Hamadi, the 5-year-old was a winner here over 2,000 metres in November, so was able to see this out in determined fashion, beating pace-setting AF Arab by 4 1/4 lengths. It was the 11th winner of an excellent first season for Dawson, who also filled us in on some of his carnival near misses.
We were drawn wide and we weren't really quick away, so we just had to ride for a bit of luck, but as you said, he was really genuine, and when I asked him, he put his head right down to the floor and galloped really strong past the horse in front of him and put the race to bed, you know.
Are things still going well for you? I feel like Ahmed bin Hamash's horses are running really well at the carnival, but you haven't had the breakthrough.
Yeah, exactly. They're running very, very well, and they just keep bumping into a nicer horse on the night. Unfortunately, again last night, Miss Little Aphrodite was very unlucky, and Highland Rule last. Look, they're running very well, but they're just bumping into one. But look, at least they're running well, and hopefully over the coming weeks we can get a few winners.
After a little bit of a cold spell, this was the night when Al Ajban stables roared back into life. They celebrated a treble, including in the feature. There's been one horse whose name is synonymous with the marathon series here at Alain. His name is Balad Al Reef, and he's back again for the second round of the series. He's now 11 years old, but remarkably he won this race over 4,100 metres back in 2017 and again in 2020. It's stretching it to say he's going to be able to win it again here with top weight and 60 kilos, but he's got Richie Mullen on board, and he obviously loves these marathon trips. This was beyond Balad Al Reef's old legs, and he could manage only 7th behind stablemate Octave, who led all the way under Dane O'Neill. He judged it well, but still needed the line when it came, just hanging on by a neck from the rapidly approaching Dream de Montjoy. Dane is quietly enjoying his best season for some time, this being his 12th winner, although in perhaps not his favourite race. A big well done to Dane O'Neill. How on earth do you judge your pace in a race like that?
I don't know really. Look, it worked out for me tonight. I had a very willing little horse there, and he gave everything all the way to the line, and he ran well with Sam Hitchcock here, over a similar distance last time, and he bounced out well to the front, and I was able to just sit there and able to get him in a nice rhythm.
Did you get a bit lonely because you were in front, as you say, most of the race?
I think he got a bit tired and a bit lonely. I think the two of us were lonely, but look, we were lucky that we were able to get an uncontested lead throughout really, and we probably got a few out of the comfort zone early and built up a little bit of a lead, and that helped us in the end.
You get great reception when you win one of these races, don't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a jockey's favourite race to ride in, but listen, it's good for the crowd, and it's something different and it keeps people entertained, doesn't it?
The third leg of the Al Ajban treble, achieved with 3 different jockeys, came in race 6, a 2,000 metre maiden. It was Richie Mullen on board this time, as On Cue continued her steady improvement and ran out the easy enough 3/4 length winner over Idris de Arnett. The Nip and Tuck Championship battle between Tygo Shea and Antonio Fresu continues apace, and each grabbed a winner. Tykes came on board Ernst Ortel's AF Ghanaian, who showed a big improvement on 2 unplaced efforts, hanging on by half a length in a blanket finish. A big well done to Ernst Ortel with AF Ghanaian. Well done, bit of an improvement from his last couple of outings. What do you think's made the difference?
Well, the last time Tag rode him, he said he blew a lot, so we thought we'd work him a little bit harder, and he said he handled the surface, so he's been here before, so we thought we'd try again.
It was a pretty good victory. He was quite brave in the end, I thought.
Yeah, I got a little concerned about a furlong out, but he stuck in his guns, and I mean we put a lot of work into him to improve his fitness. So I knew he was fit, so I was quite hopeful.
He'll be even fitter now, of course.
Yeah, thank God.
Antonio's win swiftly followed, the Italian landing the 1600-metre conditions race on the useful Farasar. A graduate from the Shadwell Sale, Nasa Asgar's 5-year-old mare is now 2 from 2 locally and proves she can handle dirt, with a cosy win over RB second to none, who was second to this one. Barley Racing, owners of RB second a lot, were also second in the opener, a 1400 metres private owner handicap. Their RB Kings Bay tried hard but couldn't reel in SS Jalmod, who made all the running under Abdulaziz Al-Balushi, for trainer Ibrahim Al-Hadrami. By a lane and back on the road for the 90-minute trip to Meydan. Michael Adolfson takes over.
Welcome to Meydan Racecourse on Sunday afternoon. We have an exciting card of 7 races here today, including the 5th race at 4:50 p.m., the 1900 meters on grass handicap 80 to 95. A couple in there from the Crisford Yard who are very exciting, I think, including Latest Generation. We'll see how it works out. I feel like it's going to be something we can look forward to.
What looked like an exciting feature dominated by the market favorites turned out quite the opposite when Castlebar relished his first turf try since his debut in September 2020. The RDS grad won for the first time in 4 UAE tries and was ridden with typical expertise by Audrey de Vries. Well-fancied Simon Crisford stablemates Franz Kafka and Latest Generation could only manage 7th and 10th in the 1900-meter affair.
It's Castlebar, the one that they need to overhaul. A 2-length leader, Ursa Minor and Tell Me Thunder trying hard. Then towards the outsiders, El Madar, but it's still Castlebar, a length and a half in front. Tell Me Thunder with a late rattle, won't get there. Castlebar has beaten Tell Me Thunder.
The 1200-meter handicap immediately following produced a smart ride from Richie Mullen, who read the runes perfectly and allowed Shanty Start to stalk and grind his way to victory.
Mudcull narrowly in front. Mick Yars, Shanty Star continues to deliver towards the outside. Mick Yars, but here comes Shanty Star, and for the second time in a week, Shanty Star wins. Second, Mick Yars to Bursley, 1, 2, 3, Tabarak.
Coming back on just 1 week's rest, the grey hardspun gelding led home a Rashid Borzi trifecta as Mick Yas and Tabarak finished 2nd and 3rd. Kicking off the card was an Arabian Conditions over a mile in which Baraka won like a horse with a future. Carrying the silks of Sultan Ali for Ahmed bin Harmash, he improved from his 3rd on debut last month, bolting up by 13 lengths under Ray Dawson.
Baraka is full value here and in command, and Baraka is about 4 to 5 lengths in front and extending. Barik out in second, Haroun is third, but Baraka in one-way traffic won that easily. Second goes the way of Barik. Third place will go to Indies Day. Haroun was 4th on debut, not bad.
The mile turf maiden soon followed, with Sheikh Mohammed Abayed's One Idea giving Andrea Edzeni his first Meydan win of the season. The Grey Son of Dubawi outclassed rivals for trainer Doug Watson and was the first of a double for the conditioner.
They went past the 400, Bawadi Spirit, Makashi. Then at their outside, One Idea starts to 1-1. Lake Causeway in between runners. Kebab still got about 2 to 3 lengths to make up, but it's One Idea who set sail for home. One Idea in front. Kebab, Bawadi Spirit, Lake Causeway, and Makashi all queuing up for minor money because One Idea has won. One Idea wins, Lake Causeway second.
Chief training rival in the standings, Bhupat Simar struck back immediately with a bit of a surprise of his own in Perfect Balance, who won the mile dirt handicap under Tygo Shea after a perfect stalking trip. Watson-trained favourite Mayadeen held on for second, while the unexposed Triple Venture was third.
But it's Perfect Balance in the lead by 1 length. Second place is Mayadeen, then Triple Venture, White Sleeves and Cap in third. Perfect Balance still the leader, holds a 1 length advantage. Mayadeen scrambling in behind in second. It's going to be Perfect Balance who kicked away and found an extra few lengths late. Perfect Balance beats Mayadeen. Third goes to Triple Venture.
The Mayo Handicap on turf went the way of Khayil, the first winner of Salim bin Gadayr in the colours of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed.
They swung for home. They go to the final 350. McManaman over Nebra's Passion. Then comes Howard Bellari. Then in between runners Khayil and Greeley towards the far side. Tries to get into the hunt. Graffiti Master is nearest us, but Howard Bellari moved into the lead. Khayil second. Then comes McManaman, Graffiti Master, and further back then to Greeley. Khayil picks them up one by one. And it's going to be Khayil in the run down to the wire who beats Howard Bellari.
A son of Shadwell's Muharar, he won now for the fourth time in 6 tries and was previously in the care of William Haggis. And the 1200-metre turf handicap nightcap was an exciting one, where Jadwell asserted himself as proper carnival material. The Shadwell Colourbearer gave Doug Watson his second win of the evening and tied the 7-time champion trainer with Bupat Seymour in the standings.
Jadwell finishing strongly, will to win. Tanin in the red cap. Celtic Voyager is further back, but it's Jadwell in the lead, narrowly nosing it out over Will to Win. In the run down to the wire, Jadwell beats Will to Win.
Jadwell will start next in either a February 25th Carnival Handicap or Super Saturdays Group 3 Natal Sheba Turf Sprint. Now back to Abu Dhabi proper, and where Laura takes us through the turf action.
Good evening from a rather blustery Abu Dhabi, which returns from a 2-week break with a good card this evening. The feature is race number 5, that is the Arabian Triple Crown Round 1, in which Baha Muscat bids to take his unbeaten record to 4 from 4. His 2 most recent wins have come here on this track, and I think he will be very hard to beat. We also have an interesting thoroughbred maiden that rounds out the card. Doug Watson could go 1 clear in the Trainers' Championship if he wins it with Green Team Station. 2 maidens got us underway, the first of which gave us a fantastic Mohammed Ramadan celebration. The only problem was that he didn't actually win the race. Here's AF Bahrain missing out in a dash to the line in which AF Falak prevailed. It was a win at the 5th attempt for Ahmed Al-Shamali's charge, who used to be trained by Masaba Al-Maheri.
Baraya up the far side. Here's Falak nearest us. In between the Mujab. Line draws near, and it's Falak who won.
That was the start of an excellent night for Antonio Frezu, who went on to ride a treble, the middle leg of which was thanks to Muqtakadim's win in the 60-100 handicap. Trained by Ibrahim Al-Hadrami, the 5-year-old picked up a 3rd success and first on turf.
Mutakadam towards the near side, full of running. Mutakadam will be hard to stop, extends away, forward second, then comes Itchy Daneka, but Mutakadam wins. Second forward, Itchy Daneka third.
Baha Muscat is going to take the world of catching in this feature race coming up now, our Arabian Triple Crown Round 1. He's 2 from 2 over course and distance. And just look at him, he's taller, he's stronger than these other 4-year-olds. Plus, his jockey's in great form. Antonio Frezu has already had 2 winners on tonight's card. It was largely smooth sailing for Baha Muscat, who did wander a little in the straight, but ultimately confirmed form with RB Yasser by 3 lengths.
Bahar Muscat is a 2-length leader of a Yasser in second. Then comes Al Khaliji. Bahar Muscat 2 to 3 lengths to the good. Bahar Muscat is 4 from 4. Bahar Muscat full value wins that in style. Yasser ran second. Sultan Muscat third. Mualimi fourth.
So that made it 2 for Al Hadrami, 3 for Antonio, and 4 in a row for Baha Muscat, who presumably now heads to round 2.
Every time I rode him, I really enjoy to ride him. It's been a pleasure to win, with him. Ibrahim did an amazing job with his horse. The horse is improving all the time. I think he's probably the best 3-year-old, now 4, and that he has, in the stable. He shows quality and. Last time I won from the front. Today I was sitting second, third. Then I had to go on the front and make my own pace, and the horse won really well.
Did he hang a little bit in the straight and then you sort of corrected him and away he went?
Yeah, when you turn to the straight, there is a strong headwind, and it kind of like pricked his ears and he was like a bit stopping. That's what I was saying to Ibrahim. So I gave him a couple of smacks, just like to keep him concentrate, and the horse changed his lead and he started going again, But it was really easy in the last furlong, so.
Most would have predicted Baha Muscat's win, but that of AF Fakama in the 2200 metre handicap was harder to find. A 21-race maiden prior to this, he got up close home to win by half a length for Fernando Hara and Mohamed Dagash.
It's Albertine, a two-length leader, over Fakama in second. They follow by Dastur and Dostur. Albertine led the whole way, but is weary. Fakama is chasing in the run down to the wire. It will go to Fakama. Fakama, second time.
The night didn't pass without a win for champion owner Khalid Al Nabuda, who saw his colours finish first and second in the 1200-metre handicap. It was AF Majalis who passed last year's winner AF Tagsel in the straight for a comfortable 4-length win for Tygo Shea and Ernst Ortel, who was first and second with his only two runners on the card.
Here's Majalis being delivered at the outside of stable companion Tagzel. Further back, Alaji Warsan. Cheval is towards the inside, but Majalis has taken the lead at what looks the right time, and Majalis draws clear. Second goes the way of Gold Silver, probably.
The closing thoroughbred race was a rare 3-year-old maiden over a mile, in which Green Team Station looked the one to beat. Being keen early on might not have helped his chances, however, and he had to settle for second behind all-the-way winner Poster Paint and Pat Cosgrave.
Poster Paint in front. Has Green Team Station got anything left? He's a length away in second. Poster Paint still the leader. Green Team Station still second, and Poster Paint wins. Green Team Station ran second. Third goes to Shelfer, El Gate, Bel Habash.
A son of Postponed, who had one start in Ireland for Willie McCreary, Poster Paint was yet another winning graduate from the September Racing in Dubai sale, where he set Al Rashid Racing back by 100,000 dirhams. That's it from Abu Dhabi, which returns on Valentine's Day, when we'll be loving some President's Cup action. On to the championship battles, which remain compelling with 8 weeks of the season remaining. It's nip and tuck in the jockeys race. Antonio's Abu Dhabi treble takes him to within one of Tig at the top. Richie Mullen's good weekend sees him in third, but some way adrift of the top two. Poster Paint's Abu Dhabi win was an important one for Bhupat Seema, meaning he finishes the weekend one ahead of Doug Watson. Ernst Ortel is 4 behind in third. On the owners list, it's Khalid Al Nabuda who leads Al Ajban Stables by 2. Godolphin are in third, but only ahead of Shadwell on prize money.
Richie Mullen was in good form at Meydan on Sunday and produced a fine effort aboard Khayil to land Ride of the Week honours this week. Having his first start in the UAE and the first horse to be owned by His Highness Sheikh Ahmed and trained by Salem bin Gudaya, Mullen had Khayil anchored early on in this big field of 16. Opting for the brave man's route, Mullen stayed patient early in the straight before weaving his way through and edging ahead of Hawa Baladi inside the final furlong. His effort aboard Shanty Star was equally as good, letting a couple get on with things before winding his mount up with plenty of time, knowing the Grey would see out this 1200 metres strongly, having won over 1400 metres just last week. It isn't often we put up an Arabian as one to follow, but Baraka blew apart what should have been a very competitive Arabian race at Meydan on Sunday, getting off the mark in decisive fashion and winning by the not too inconsiderable distance of 13 lengths. Having just his second start, the recent acquisition from Shadwell is related to some smart performers in the UK, notably Salima and Amfas, and can continue to progress, particularly as he steps up further in trip. Just the 3 meetings in the UAE next week, but all 3 fixtures are big ones. Week 5 of the Carnival gets us underway on Friday, with the Group 2 Singspiel Stakes the highlight, complementing a pair of Group 3s on the dirt. There is also the Group 2 Mazra Al Rawaya for Arabians. On to Jebel Ali on Saturday, and their feature races for the season kick off with the Group 3 Jebel Ali Mile, and then at Abu Dhabi on Monday, 2.5 million dirhams are on offer in the Group 1 His Highness the President Cup for Arabians, the thoroughbred equivalent also taking place and carrying listed status. That is it for another edition of Past the Post. Fast and furious once again, and that will continue to be the case from here on in. So join us again next Tuesday to recap what should be another stellar week of action. Goodbye for now.